best thing. It's this movie. Come on, buddy. You can get out.
Bonjour mes amis, hi guys, collection review for Martin. Martin sent me his email last night, and although I have 3 or 4 collection reviews incoming, they're on the back burner a little bit. I wanted to do this one quickly as an intervention. I think it's going to be useful for many of you. A few words of wisdom to Martin, which apply to many of you and to myself as well, who have been starting to collect in the past 3-4 years and escalated pretty quickly. And Martin, I think you're about to go a bit too fast and it's time to step on the brake. So at first, Martin got some very entry level watches. He had as a gift 3 or 4 years ago, he got a Bering solar watch. Then he got a PVD coated Hamilton khaki field, a quartz watch, which his wife likes quite a bit. He's got a Rolex Explorer 2 knockoff from a British brand, Rotary Henley GMT. And when he started a new job a couple of years ago, or a year ago, he decided to get something dressier, and he went for a quartz moonphase Maurice Lacroix, his first Swiss-made piece, and then spent what he thought was a lot of money, £1,000 on a Fairer Hudson, a 37mm hand-wound from a UK micro brand based just down the road where he lives. He liked the intense blue-green dial. He didn't really know much about movements, watch types, watch sizes, which is fair enough. I used to buy, fossil watches and all kinds of weird stuff like that. Then he started researching, watching videos, and like many of us, he got influenced. But luckily, he went straight for quality and really probably the best choices he could have made. He got a Rolex Explorer. He had to pay above retail for it, unfortunately, but he got it in top condition, which to me is the perfect Rolex to have, especially in the UK, where wearing a fancy watch is a bit of an invitation to robbery, apparently. And I just love my Explorer, and it's discontinued. The 39mm I think was perfect. That's the one. That's the one to have. It's the watch for life. It's the watch to wear at work, any circumstance. It's the watch choice of Don Draper in Mad Men season 4. And Tudor, Black Bay 58, the black one, perfect diver, perfect everyday watch. If you should have only one watch, either that one or the Rolex Explorer, to me, it's always what I would recommend. And then Martin added a watch from the other side of the world, a Grand Seiko with a blue dial and a date, classy watch, good complement to the other two. And there you go. Now he's got a perfect 3-piece collection, really. But he wants more. He's considering a blue Tudor Black Bay 58. He seems to be adamant that has to be his next watch. He's considering a chronograph, although he doesn't really care about chronographs, but just like me, who didn't care, now I have 5 of them. So he's thinking maybe a Tudor Panda Chrono or an Omega Speedmaster. Then he wants to try to beg a Rolex 80 for a new sub 41, perhaps. What next? An Aquaterra, an OP41. But he says himself, he knows he's got better in his collection with the GS and the Explorer. So there you go. Keeps on looking forward, upwards. He knows himself that it's wrong, but can't seem to help himself at the moment. So he's asking my thoughts. So this is really very much an intervention. Martin, stop. You have a wife, 2 kids. Put your priorities straight. You're only 37. You don't need any more luxury watches. I mean, 4 years ago, you would have never imagined going to a Rolex store, just like me. I don't come from that kind of background. I never thought I would even own one. I didn't even care about it. And now I have 4 Rolex And if the AD called me to pick up a 10 grand Pepsi, I would, or 20 grand Sky Dweller, I wouldn't hesitate. Can you imagine? I don't even have a car. Granted, here in Hong Kong it's not necessary, but wouldn't it be better at this point to give my children a bit more comfort in our transport than getting another bloody watch? You know, every time you get a watch, you put less wrist time into the other one that you had already in your box. You're talking about getting a Submariner. First things first, you're going to be a target for thieves. Secondly, you already have the perfect Rolex with the Explorer, and when you wear your Submariner, if you ever get it, you're not going to be wearing your Explorer. So you put less memories, less time into that beautiful piece, which is a watch for life. So no, veto on that. You have a perfect Tudor, but you still talk about getting the blue one? Don't. I did it. It was a bad idea. I sold it. I realized it was silly. It's just too much. Then you're talking about a chronograph, which is not a bad idea. I think for you, ideally, I would go Omega. That way you would have one iconic model from each brand. Go try the Speedmaster Moonwatch to know if the 42mm is okay for your wrist, but don't rush into it because they're having issues with the new movement. The 3861, they are not recalled, but there's issues. There's a bushing that has to be replaced. So maybe consider the previous model, which is going to cost you less. But remember that Omega will be making watches long after we're all dead and gone. So there's no rush. If you want a smaller chronograph from Omega, consider the CK2998, which I like a lot, in blue or in black. I think that's a very cool model on the second-hand market. Also consider the first Omega in space, which is discontinued, but you can still find it at a reasonable price. But do you need to get it for your next birthday? Maybe I would save that for your 40th, because there's no hurry to get these. And right now we're all spending a bit too much on this watch thing, and who knows what the future has in store for us. We should save money for the kids, for the education, for the house, for the cars, insurances, and all that, and enjoy less, wear more what we have. You know, during the week, if you go back to work, wear your Explorer. On the weekend, you wear the Tudor, and then here and there you wear your Grand Seiko when you want something a bit fancier, and that's all you need. For your 30th birthday, instead of buying another watch, how about you take your family to a nice restaurant or try to have a little weekend holiday? Spend your money on your family. I think it's a much better spend than another toy which you don't really need. That would be my advice, to be honest with you. Now about the other watches you have, you know, I don't think there's much value in the Hamilton and what's it, Bearing. Save them for your kids. You'll give them those watches as their first watch. Or if your watch loves the Hamilton,
To my ever-loving wife.
maybe give it to her for her birthday. The Seiko, you have one. It's a bit of an iconic look. Just stay there. Don't keep it at one. Don't need to buy the other ones. It's fine. You have your little GMT itch scratched with the rotary. That's okay. I can't blame you for that one. Might as well keep it. It doesn't hurt anyone. But really, you have a Rolex. You don't really need that Rolex knockoff. Now, as for the Maurice Lacroix quartz moon phase, what you're going to do is you're going to open your window and throw it as far as you can. And while you're at it, the Farrer, since they are down the road, do the same. Throw it out. I have to admit, I quite like the case of that watch. But yeah, you have a Rolex, man, and a Grand Seiko. Throw out the Farrer. Hopefully it's gonna land in front of someone who works there and he can bring it back to where it came from. Make your life easy, man, because don't forget, all these watches will need to be serviced regularly, and that's gonna start adding up, 150, 200 pounds here and there. You don't want to go that route. I'm getting very conscious of that. I've started in the hobby not that long ago, pretty similar to you. And I'm starting to pick up the first service bills, so it's time for me also to reduce the collection, keep it to just the right pieces, the classy pieces. So I hope you understand where I'm going with this, why I'm telling you all this. You don't need an OP41 just because it's there, just because Rolex just made it. You've got discontinued Explorer, which you paid a lot of money for. Enjoy that one. The OP41 is not better. It's not going to do anything more for you. Neither will an Aquaterra or a Tudor Panda. You have the perfect Tudor. So either for your 38th, 39th or 40th birthday, yes, I agree, an Omega chronograph would be a really nice addition. After that, enjoy your watches, spend money on your family, just slow down. It's okay to watch the videos, you know, that I make, that other people make. Stay in touch with the new things. But whenever you crave for something like the blue Tudor, Black Bay 58, you know what? Just don't act on it. Wait 6 months and you realize it was just a whim. If it really stays with you after 6 months, maybe okay. But these things cost a lot of money also to service. I don't think you need to put yourself through that much trouble. You have a beautiful 3-piece collection. Just leave it there and add one Omega Speedy at some point, and for your 50th birthday or your 45th birthday, get yourself a Patek Calatrava, and that's it. You'll have the perfect collection. Thank you, Martin, for your email. I hope my words will resonate with you and with all you guys watching. It's an advice I'm giving to myself as well, to slow down and to refocus a bit on other priorities in life. Give us a like, give the video a like, give Martin a like for his collection if you've enjoyed this, and I'll speak to you in the next one. Bye bye.